We got to talk Mr. I think his name is Christian Bishop. Is that correct?
I believe it is Christian Bishop, former Bachelor.
Bachelor.
This
Yeah,
season.
former contestant got voted off a few weeks ago, which probably in real life was a couple months ago. But I think we're getting trolled by him, and I'll tell you why. We every time we put out our recap and review videos, we'll hashtag it The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, whatever, and he'll throw a little like, oh, I like that tweet, and it's like, okay, maybe he's just looking up the hashtags and liking whoever's talking about him. But then I was like, I'm gonna tweet at him. I'm gonna talk to this guy. I want this guy face to face. Maybe he'll come on Drinks and Things. Maybe he'll do a little recap and review with us.
Yeah, what better spot to come on than recap here with me?
Exactly. And I tweeted directly at him, and you know what he did? And I didn't hashtag it. I just tweeted at him saying, "Hey, you should come on with us. We won't send you home because we're nice guys. We'll give you a rose. You come on, we'll give you a rose." And he didn't comment on it, and he just liked it, which means he knows we're trying to reach out to him.
He saw it. He read it.
He saw it. He liked it. And he's just kind of being an ass about it.
So we're calling you out now, buddy.
Mr. Christian Bishop. Is that I feel like we look like assholes for not actually knowing his name.
Well, he looks like an asshole for not talking to us. He's famous for getting talk to us.
We're also nice guys on the recap and review. So if you want to come on and you want to recap and you want to review and you want to talk, your experience. If you want to talk politics, we just want to talk with you. We want to sit down and talk with you. We're nice guys. So think about it. That's all we're going to ask. We're going to ask if you just think about it.
And that's it. That's where it stops. We will not beg. Well. Another recap and review. This week, not so good for me. I'm not very happy. In fact, I'm quite pissed. I got too much to say. Let me start by telling the fans, anyone who's been watching, in the past 2 episodes of the recap and review, we've been trying to refer to JoJo as Joelle because it's a sexier name. It's cool. It just fits her better. JoJo sounds childish.
Yep.
But after this week's episode, she's JoJo to me for the rest of my life. She might even be Joe, spelled Joe, for all I care.
So you're over. You want her to be somebody new. You're over her for sure.
Done. JoJo's a stupid name for a stupid woman.
Okay. Well, we'll dive into that throughout the episode. I'm sure we'll feel you out a little bit. For the people that are tuning in maybe for the first time, or want to know how we do this, normally I'll take notes throughout the episode of The Bachelor, and I'll be drunk, and I'll scribble them, so then I'll just try to read my notes back through, and we'll go chronologically through the episode, and then we'll try to, we'll talk about The Bachelor a little bit.
Give some hot takes.
Okay. First note. I think we need to address Luke, and I think that's one of your big why you're so upset. This is JoJo's season, Joelle's season to do as she pleases. As we said from episode 1, she just does whatever the fuck she wants. She doesn't follow by the rules. She told America that Luke was going to go home last week, making us think there's no way that's going to happen. And what happens in the first 2 minutes? Luke goes home.
Oh god, I got so much to say about it. I've got so much to say about it. Okay, well, for starters, so during the home visit, I understand saying I'm in love with you is very comforting and reassuring to know where someone stands, but he said every single possible, what is it when something means the same as another word, like a synonym?
Dude, I was really bad, or I still am really bad at the English language. If you don't know, we also do Drinks and Things episodes, and we've talked about that. So I'll try to put that video right here, and then. But back to it. Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but yeah.
I think that's what it's called. But regardless, he said every single thing that you can possibly say that pretty much means "I love you" without saying "I love you."
Right.
And that was such a big deal for her. But fucking Chase went on to the last 3, and I didn't know. Like, I realized during that episode where they have their date that he says "I love you" for the first time. So Chase made it through.
Yep.
And Luke didn't, because Luke didn't say "I love you." Fuck, I'm fucking pissed. And anyone who watched the last episode, Richie takes all the notes. We discuss them, but I take maybe 1 to 3 notes max per episode. And my last note of the last one was that if Luke doesn't win the show, I'll kill myself. And even like before it was, if Luke doesn't make it further than Chase, I'll kill myself. And I'm a man of my word. So by the end of this episode, get ready, boys and girls.
So we got Luke is gone. He is no longer with us. So we have to dive into the rest of the episode. First thing, obviously, my boy Jordan, first rose. Duh. Like, it's no competition, man. It's no competition. I mean, maybe this will come back to bite me in the ass, but I'm sticking to what I've said from day one, and I feel like there's no way that she doesn't want to meet Aaron Rodgers, and so Jordan is a fucking lock.
Also, real quick to add to that, which we have never talked about, I was thinking about. I was reading something today that put this idea in my head about why Aaron and the family don't get along, and that it could be partially because of Olivia Munn. But maybe more so than meeting Aaron is that JoJo really wants to somehow become best friends with Olivia Munn. That might be big on her mind.
That's an interesting take. I like your take. That's a good take.
Because, like, she's gonna be with Jordan, and like, there's no way she's like with Jordan and gonna try to like steal Aaron from the whole situation.
Yeah, so maybe she wants to be an actress. She's on a reality show? Wow, I think we're okay. This is groundbreaking news right here. This is stuff that nobody else has thought about. I feel like. So JoJo, aka JoE, now just wants to be a famous actress, and that's why she wants Jordan for Aaron, for Olivia, the connections.
Mm-hmm. And she says Aaron all the time because it would be way weirder if she said anything regarding Olivia Munn. Like, so I'm going to meet your brother, I'm going to meet your mom, your dad. Is Olivia Munn going to be there? Yeah. No? Okay, that's fine.
Unless she's into girls, because Olivia Munn is a naughty little lady, apparently, according to the internet. I don't want to get too much off topic, but for anybody that doesn't know and that has any interest in Olivia Munn, just Google Olivia Munn sexts, like sexual texts that she has sent, and you'll find some fun stuff. You can go from there. Before all the dates kind of started, I was like, they always do those little like montages of like, oh, like it's so easy to fall in love with JoJo, she's perfect, or blah blah blah. And I just had like the inner thought, like, no, it's just really easy to fall in love with somebody when you don't like have bills and like debt and kids and jobs and payments, and you just are traveling to like Argentina and Thailand and Spain and Portugal, and like you're just doing these really fun, crazy things, and every time you hang out, you're associating your hangouts with like really fun, exciting new experiences. Like that only can last for so long, and so yeah. I think
one thing
I think they need to do a Bachelor, but like, you know, they do like Bachelor in Paradise. They need to do like Bachelor with jobs, where like, it's the same thing as the Bachelor, but everybody works a 9 to 5, and like people have like a bunch of like student loan debt and like a dog that's sick, and like you just have to like find love when like you're actually living like a day. Like you have to find time to actually hang out, and it's not just presented to you with like champagne on the side.
Right. Yeah, 100%. And for the most part, I find it so like this is a competition And if you like, as the guy, you like the guy in Bachelorette or the girls in Bachelor, you're not really gonna let your true like if something pisses you off, like if something JoJo did pissed me off, I'm really gonna bury it down as far as I possibly can to continue looking good and getting further on the show. Then the show's over, I win, and something, all that's still buried down, and then she does something, and then it's like, boom, explosion, like, this isn't the show anymore, we're together, and I'm fucking angry. Like,
you fucked all those dudes? Are you kidding me?
yeah, the show itself is just kind of, it's weird to think about.
Yeah. So for the Robbie date, I'm trying to read my notes here. And Robbie, he said something to her along the lines of like, of course, like, I'm telling you the truth, because if I said something that wasn't the truth, I would be lying. And it was like it was a sentence to try to like make her feel good about like his like past relationship and why he's here for her. But he just said the most generic, like, duh. Of course, if you're not telling the truth, you're deceiving somebody. You're lying to somebody straight to their face. So like, I feel like if you're saying that to somebody, like you're trying to cover up what like your real intention was.
Right.
Just something to think about.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't think there was, especially with the first date. I mean, I guess there's a lot to talk about with the chase one, but I didn't think there was a whole lot of stuff to really talk about in this episode. Like, the dates were just kind of...
Everything was pretty boring.
Yeah, it was a kind of boring episode, but, like, I don't even... Yeah,
I'm like the Robbie date. I'm kind of like, they did an overnight and whatever. The only other note that I had about the Robbie date, I just said something about Robbie's like clothing, his outfit, his attire throughout like this whole season really annoys me.
Yeah, he's like, I can't remember, like, it's like I've seen like a meme where everyone dresses the same as him, and it's like, yeah, you can hit me, but my daddy will sue you. Like, like it's annoying.
We were talking about JoJo and saying like white pants on girls is good, but like if you're a guy and you're wearing white pants every single day, like that's not a good look.
Yeah.
Like maybe if you're on like a yacht, you can put on white pants because you're boating.
Yeah, he dresses like he's on a yacht every second
every
of
day.
his life.
Yeah, and it's too much for me. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you, and I have a question for anybody that's watching. Comment or tweet at us with your answer, because I think this is very relevant to The Bachelor and in life in general. Would you rather be the first one or the last one to get the overnight date? Would you rather be the first dick in, or like the last dick to give? Because there's a lot of different angles with that.
It depends. I guess it just depends on yourself and how confident you are in your game. Like, so let me just say, if you, I don't even know how to put it. Like if you know that you're just wicked good in bed, you're well endowed, or just not like fucking wicked small, like, then you probably want to go second. So that's the last thing. I don't think it really matters. I don't know, because if you're really good and the other one's worse, I think it does. But listen, so I guess it just like if you're both really okay. Say you're both like Robbie and Jordan are on even playing fields, then I would want to go second because it's precious in her memory.
Right.
But if you're not on even playing fields, it doesn't matter, because if you go first, the person who's worse than you is just gonna she's gonna have you from a night or two before, then be disappointed and not stop thinking about you, or vice versa. She's like, all right, this is okay. Let me see how this is, and then bam, way better. She's like, oh, like fuck it, like fuck whoever was worse. Like,
right.
It's just, yeah. I think those are the only option.
Do you think if you knew that she was on a couple other like overnight dates, you could perform at your best because you were just like, oh, like this girl that I'm in love with just like banged a bunch of dudes. Can I put on a good enough? Like, yeah, mentally. I don't think I mentally could be there.
If you're talking mentally, probably want to go first, just to not have to think about, like, oh, have a team. Am I doing better? And it's just weird to think about the fact that, like, this girl that you're in a week going to propose to just fucked another dude. Like,
Yep.
that's why this show's so strange.
Also weird that is on American TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, we dive into people's lives, and then we're like, who is she gonna bang? Like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anybody, I want to know your thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Would you want to go first, or you want to go last?
Definitely.
Okay, so the Jordan date, they go on a little hike, and I feel like they said something like the hike is going to be so difficult, it's so grueling or whatever. I think it was probably a 10-minute hike that they just like caught like a bunch of different angles from, because Jordan was literally wearing tennis shoes. And if you go hiking in tennis shoes and it's known to be like a crazy, grueling hike, you're a psycho.
Yep.
So unless Jordan's an actual psycho, like, there's no way that was set up.
Dude, here's one thing that I was thinking a lot during when I was watching the episode, is that it definitely, especially from episode 1, it seemed like Jordan is the front runner. And when they do shit like this, it seems like JoJo gives Jordan like the cooler of all the dates because she really likes him. But if she's actually trying to like test this out, like, she should give him a shittier date and see how he can make it memorable and fun and exciting, and then give someone who she's not super into the better of the two, because I thought that fucking hike through the caves and going to that fucking temple and shit was fucking sick. Like, Jordan really didn't need that. Yeah. Give that to, like, Chase or someone that you want them to prove themselves. Like, that was fucking cool. And instead she brings Chase, who she's not sure about, to a fish market where you can make out with, like, dead fish.
Yeah, and, that was. We'll get into that. We'll get into the Chase tape. But yeah, that was definitely a weird. The whole kissing the fish bit was kind of. Yeah, that's
I just think she's backwards with the way she's trying to, like, decide who's best for her. Like, she already thinks Jordan.
She likes my boy Jordan.
She likes him. Stop. You just want to be right about your prediction. Please just, like, I don't feel uncomfortable thinking that you really, really love Jordan Rogers. Like, I think you just want to be right about your... All right. Move on. My boy's dead.
Okay,
boy's
so...
fucking dead. His legs are walking home.
They, another interesting point. After, obviously Jordan banged her, they did the overnight thing, and she made the comment of, like, oh, we got, like, to a new level of our relationship, and it's really exciting. Meaning, like, oh, like, he gave me the good D last night, and I'm very excited, like, for future D givings. But Jordan, when they showed him in the morning, he woke up with, like, perfect hair, and, like, she, like... They tried to make those morning scenes look like the crew was just kind of sitting outside the door, and right when the bedroom door opened, everybody starts filming in, like... Yeah. But of course not. Like, the actors or the contestants, like, wake up and have breakfast and, like, go, like, okay, we're going to start shooting now. And so it was very interesting to me that they made JoJo look like... I didn't know she was so freckly. Like, she had no makeup on, and she was freckles. But... Jordan, they decided, like, let's, like, put his hair up like he, like, just did it in the bathroom, like, 2 seconds before. But I'm a guy that has a similar haircut, and if I wake up, it does not look like this. It's fucking everywhere. And the fact that it was perfect.
I've seen you wake up in the morning, and your hair is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. And so that was just...
They're saying that... Because I noticed it... wasn't paying attention with Jordan, but I paid attention with Robbie. And Robbie, same thing, hair exactly how he has it in every episode when he woke up. So they're saying that both Jordan and Robbie, like just sleep like vampires. Like, they go to bed and they don't move at all throughout the night, and then they wake up and, like, don't even have to do their hair again. It's just perfect. I'm fucking, like, all over the place when I sleep. Just fucking...
Yeah, me too. I toss and turn. I'm a roller for sure. That was the last thing about the Jordan date for me. But now we go up to the Chase date.
Chase date.
And
this
is what?
Well, I told you I took one mental note, and it was during the Chase date, and I took my best note.
Do you want to leave with it, or do you want me to get up to it?
No, keep going. Yeah, I'll chime in when the time is right.
Okay, well, we talked about a second ago. It was weird seeing him kiss fish. That was uncomfortable. I feel like he was trying to put on a persona. Like he was trying to be funny.
Yeah.
It looked like he didn't look comfortable doing that.
I think what he was ultimately trying to do was show her how comfortable he was with her by not being himself and being over the top. Like
it was too much. It was uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was. But like I don't even remember their date that much. I know they went in the water at one point, but like.
Yeah, they did they walked around the market. And then it started raining, I believe. Or was that no, that was Robbie. Yeah. Or did it rain on both of them? I think Robbie got a little rain, too.
It rained on Robbie. I don't know about
Are we confusing dates? What are we doing? I don't know. Anyway, I do have a note that says, Chase definitely kissed a fish and then was, touching a bunch of fish. And then he kept putting his hands in her hair throughout the episode. How did she allow that to happen? Because now she stinks like seafood for their entire date. Yeah. And why is she not self-conscious that she smells like rotten fish for the entire date? I thought that was very rude of Chase to put that on her without her asking.
Yeah. Besides Jordan's date, none of them were that exciting, and so I don't remember everything they did if I'm spacing something, but they went into the water at one point. It was JoJo and Chase.
Yep.
And they go in. This is my one mental note, and I think it's so funny. Anybody out there, fans, if you have it DVR'd, if there's another way where you can go back and watch the episode, go back to the Chase date, and you need to rewatch the scene where they're both in the ocean, because what happens is they're standing there, and JoJo jumps up. Oh, there you go. JoJo jumps up and squeezes her legs around the back of him, so he's just holding her up by her legs, and they're eye to eye. And then the camera angle changes. It was from JoJo's backside, facing them. Then the camera angle changes to his back, and he does this thing where he's holding her. And he's probably about his dick is probably a foot and a half out of the water, and he does this thing where he crouches down, and I swear to God, watch it. He whispers to her "JoJo, you're giving me a boner right now." He ducks into the water to hide it. I'm telling you, watch it. He got a boner when he picked her up.
Yeah, I don't have a DVR, so I can't rewatch it. But yeah, like you said, anybody, if you have this footage, we need it. Send it to us. Because I got to see Chase get the water boner.
He's got to hide his boner.
Dude, that's on a middle school bus. You're bumping around in the bus. You got to tuck your boner. He's got to learn to tuck it into his shorts at that point.
Middle school, a girl on the bus just went to pick up her backpack, and you saw part of a thong on an 8th grader, and you're
he was so into it.
But yeah, okay, so I mean. Yeah, dive back into your notes, but the Chase date is definitely the talker.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're a Seinfeld guy. You a Seinfeld guy?
I am not.
Yeah.
No, but our fans might be. So.
I mean, just on there, once he was brought up, given the overnight card, his outfit choice was kind of weird. He was wearing a really baggy white top, and it was completely see-through. And so for anybody that watches Seinfeld, it just reminded me of the puffy shirt. I'm not going to dive into what that means because you don't know, so we can't talk about it. But anybody else? Puffy shirt, Seinfeld. But this is the thing. This is the thing, we've talked 1,000 times. Everybody's heard us say this. This is another time where Joe, we'll call it Joe at this point, does her own thing. She gave Chase the card that says, "Do you want to come fuck me tonight?" And he was like, duh. Of course I do. So he's up there. And then he's up there. They're drinking wine. And then she goes like, "Can I have a second?" And he's like, "Take all the time you need." Like he's thinking she's gonna go like outside and like put like lingerie on. Like,
yeah.
And then she comes back and he's like, "What's up, babe?" And she just goes like, "I'm gonna send you home now. I don't want to have sex with you."
Wasn't really into the whole "you tell me you love me" thing. That seemed a little forward.
Yeah, and that's just she can't. She continues to do that type of shit, and we can't stand for it. We cannot, as men that want to like be in relationships with women, we can't let women treat us that way. So we're gonna start a revolution. We're gonna say, what's a hashtag that we can use? Our hearts matter. I think hashtag our hearts matter.
Yeah, let's fucking roll with it. Revolution, baby. Let's start rioting.
Can't keep doing that.
But yeah, I mean, okay, so she fucking... It's very funny the way that you just called it, like, the "do you want to come fuck me" card or whatever, like, because that's exactly what it is. And, yeah, just fucking... Just cuts him down right there. And you know what? I was a little...
She did that to Alex, too. Didn't she go on a date with Alex? Like a 101? And then, like, at the end sent him home?
Yeah.
Even though before the date, she was like, I am not really into Alex.
Yeah, fuck Alex, though. But, yeah, I was really loving JoJo the beginning of the season, especially from last season, and she's progressively annoyed me throughout this one to the point where her name is now Jo.
Yeah, this season has I feel like it's become less and less interesting from episode to episode.
Yeah.
But if we go back to one of our first, if not our first recap, I think at this point it's not Jordan versus Robbie. It's a little bit of Titch versus Al. Because those were Jordan was my first pick, and Robbie was your first pick. So it's me versus you at this point. And are you gonna win Joe's heart, or am I gonna win Joe's heart?
I hope you fucking win Joe's heart. I don't want it.
So you just want to accept Robbie defeat because Robbie was your boy at first.
Well, here's the thing: is we talked about this last episode too. Was that Robbie wasn't my first boy? James T was my boy.
But we both loved James T, but we knew nothing was going to happen.
But yeah, okay. So everyone, okay. So he was my hopeful, he
was your sleeper,
romantic that wasn't. Yeah, but we talked about this. Robbie was never my dude. I thought I saw something where I was trying to put some facts together, and I might. In the last episode, I was like, I was way off, but I might not be.
Yeah.
So technically, it's me versus you, but it's not. It's your boy versus me putting some facts together, even though I don't really like Robbie that much.
Fair enough. Who do you want? Would you rather Robbie win, or would you rather Jordan win?
Robbie. I don't like Jordan for whatever reason. I just don't. I hate it.
Okay. So, obviously, we don't know who the next Bachelor is. Is it Luke? Is it Chase? Or, I have a third option. If Robbie wins, they 100% give it to Jordan. Because normally, I feel like they would release it by now, who it's going to be. But they haven't. So, I feel like they're waiting. Like, maybe that's foreshadowing. Maybe Robbie wins. Jordan loses, and then Jordan's introduced as the new Bachelor. So either way, I win because either I'm calling Jordan winning or I'm calling Jordan as the new Bachelor. So it's a win-win for Titch.
Okay, I hope you lose both of those so bad. I hope fucking Robbie wins, and I hope Luke's the next Bachelor.
But you think it'll be Luke? I don't think Luke has enough personality.
Yeah, I don't know. One of my favorite things you've ever said on this show is that he's always just like staring off over like a foggy lake. It's like,
It's even when he was like being sent home, he like wasn't looking her in the eyes. He was just kind of like, "I'm kind of sad about this. I don't understand it." That's just Luke, baby. That's Luke. I love the guy. Another interesting little tidbit I noticed. It's funny how this is obviously a competition, and the two people that are left are the two people that have been competitors in their life. Robbie, I believe, was a competitive swimmer, and Jordan, a competitive football player. So day one, everybody should have known, obviously, the two people that are good at competition are going to win the competition. Mm-hmm. That's foreshadowing. We should have known that.
That wraps up another, unfortunately, somewhat slow episode of the Bachelorette recap and review. I'm still pissed. Fucking Luke deserved to win it, and Joe stomped all over America's hearts, except for Richie. But let's hope for a better episode next week. Let's hope that we can really end this. We got
the finale coming up. Let's all be excited about the finale.
Let's all get hyped up. Yeah, like we always tell you. Tell us what you liked, what you didn't like. Like us, share it, but most importantly, subscribe. And yeah, we like to interact with fans, especially when we talk Batch. So yeah,
we love talking Batch. We love showing our feminine side.
Yes, we do. But it has been another week. I didn't like it as much as any week in the show, but it was another week, and I will cheers to that.
But we got the final rose to look forward to. So cheers to Joe picking Jordan. Cheers to Joe picking Jordan.
Fuck you, Joe.